Good morning students, myself Dr.N.Shirisha, Associate Professor from CSE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. So, we move further with AngularJS directives. In this session, we are going to discuss about the basics of directives and built-in directives like ng-app, ng-bind, ng-model, ng-init and ng-repeat. I think in the previous sessions, we already completed ng-app, ng-bind and ng-model. So, we will move to the all other inbuilt directives also and example applications. What are basics of directives? AngularJS lets you extend your HTML with the new attributes called directives. So, we have created a new directives using app.directive and with the directive names and the other parameters, the functions, and we have written a business logic in it and we have executed. We have seen this in the previous session. So, AngularJS has a set of built-in directives which offers the functionality to our applications. Built-in means like whatever we have discussed, like ng-bind, it binds the data, and ng-repeat where it repeats the content. Suppose if you are giving some set of array values, each value should be repeated like a function, okay, it should be repeat and it should print it. So, we will use ng-repeat for that. So, like that we have other built-in directives. AngularJS also lets you define own directives. So, own directives we have already discussed using app.directives. We will just create our own directives. AngularJS directives are extended HTML attributes. These are nothing but the HTML attributes with the prefix ng-. So, if you see everything we are giving ng-app, ng-app, ng-bind, we are giving ng-bind. So, everything is prefixed with what? ng-. Okay. ng-app directive initializes the AngularJS application. So, like as I told you, for everything will have a main function, but your AngularJS will not have the main function. Instead, you will have to initialize that with the ng-app. ng-bind directive binds the application data to your HTML tags. So, whatever the data that you are going to give, so that is going to get binded. ng-model directive binds the value of HTML controls. So, what is HTML control? We have already discussed in the first unit. What is that? If you wanted to give a form, we have to give the input tags, we have to write button tags, select tags, text area tags and all. Right. So, these are all used for taking the input from the user and print them. So, that is the ng-model. For such things, we use the ng-model. ng-init directive, this initializes the application data. Initializing means, say if you wanted to start your application, you have given a ng-app name, but this is just to initialize your AngularJS application. But here init initializes what? Application data. ng-repeat means repeats an HTML element. Suppose if you are giving any element to be printed with the h1 tag, okay, suppose x value should be printed. So, this value whatever you are giving in AngularJS, so that will be keep on repeated and all the values will get printed here. So, data binding. How data binding is done in the AngularJS using the directives? ng-app, ng-init and first name we have given as John. We have a p tag name. So, p tag is nothing but whatever you are giving, it will be displayed in the terms of paragraph. Okay. In this paragraphs, you will have to give input type. So, input type means you will get a text box. What type of text you are entering here? That is of text. So, this is text. Okay. Then ng-model first name. So, this whatever you are giving, this input is nothing but this name is given as what? First name. Okay, you wrote first name. So, whatever you are giving here, suppose if you are giving MLR, so that is nothing but your first name. Okay, you are giving there. So, you wrote what? First name. So, you are printing this first name, whatever you are given in this name, that you are printing here in the p tag. Okay, then the first name expression in the above example is nothing but data binding expression. This is binding with what? ng-model first name. Okay, data binding in AngularJS binds the AngularJS expressions with the AngularJS data. AngularJS expression with the AngularJS data. What is the expression? This is the expression. What is the data? The input that you are going to give is the data. First name is bound with ng-model first name. first name is bound with the NG model. That means, as I told you, so this is bounded with the NG model first name, which is again given by the user as a input. So here is an example. So as you all know, we have seen so many examples in AngularJS, starting with your doc type HTML. In the script tag, we are going to give the AngularJS links, and in the body part, we are going to give div, ng app, init, and first name. And here input, you are giving some input type equals to text and first name. So whatever we have discussed, that we are going to give here. Okay, so let us see this example. So here first name we have to give. That first name we are going to print it. So take your application. Okay, so this is where we are taking a div tag with the ng init. You are initializing it with the first name. Okay, you are initializing that with the first name, and you are giving the first name here. Clear? So just single quotes you are giving for the value. So I am changing this, single quotes. The ng init is initializing what? Here it is initializing the first name completely. So up to here, this is the value that we are going to give for ng init. Okay. Now I am saving this with m4.html on the desktop. Okay, so this is the output. Suppose if you do any changes here, okay, just refresh your output. So you can see that it is going to affect here. Okay, so this is how we are going to use ng init. What it is doing, it is initializing the data that you are going to give. What is the data? The first name is the data that you are going to give. So it is binding here. So using what? ng app is there. So in the ng app, it is going to take. So ng model, you are passing this first name to ng model. What ng model is doing? It is making this data, it is binding this data with your application. Okay, so where you are taking this first name as the input. Okay, that has been printed here. Clear? Then, hope you all understood. Then we will see, move to the next example. This is where we are writing a source again, the link for your AngularJS, and if ng app, ng init. So init, you are initializing here two things. Okay, one is the quantity and the other one is the price. So H2 you have given quantity, input type equal to number, ng model is the quantity. So price, input type is a number, ng model is the price again. And total in dollar is nothing but you are printing that in the bold. B stands for bold here in the paragraph. That you are printing here as a quantity into price. So the values you have already taken during the initialization, and here you are taking quantity into price. This is the expression. This is expression. This is the data where you are going to initialize. Okay. So this model is binding price and taking input as a number. Okay. Then dollar you are printing. See how we are going to execute this. Okay. So here shall I make it as 6? So output is 6. I will make the quantity as 5. So the output is 30. So what is happening here? Is it visible? So, this is where your cost calculator quantity is taken as an input, but see how you are taking it as an input. So, here input is given by using the input tag, and type we are not giving text, we are giving number. Because if you see here, both are numbers, 5 and 6 price and this quantity also we have given it as a number. Okay. Now, how you are binding this NG model quantity and NG model price, both you are taking, and these two data, because you are given two data here, two different data is there, and these two data you are writing in terms of expression, then print it in the dollar, total in dollar is. So, that expression will be evaluated and you will get the output. Okay. So, that is the use of built-in directives, NG model and NG app. Then moving further, we will go to the next example with NG-Init, NG-Repeat. NG-Init, where you are giving the names with multiple names and looping with NG-Repeat. So, this is also one more built-in directive you have, NG-Repeat. So, you know that UL stands for unordered list. Okay, unordered list, and in this unordered list you will be given a list, and here you are giving NG-Repeat X in names. What is X? The expression. X is the expression. In names, how many names you are giving? 1, 2, 3. So, what will be the output? All the 3 names, this X will get repeated multiple times in names. In is a default expression, default keyword in names. Names means that you have initialized that with the names. Okay. So, you are giving how many words here? 3. Okay. Let us see what is the output for this repeat. See, all the 3 values are getting repeated. Okay. Then, and there are some other built-in directives also, ng-if, ng-show, ng-hide. ng-if is just to take the condition. Wherever you wanted to use something conditionally based upon, suppose x greater than 1, then only print the statement. So, that is a condition. So, then we will go with the ng-if. ng-show, displaying, show is nothing but displaying, hide is nothing but hiding the elements based upon that condition. ng-click, click is nothing but like these are the event handlers that we are going to, we have used in the JavaScript, where we have used on click, on submit, on mouse over, right? So, you remember them. Similarly, in this AngularJS also we are using ng-click, where it allows you to specify a function that will be executed when an element was clicked. That means when some action is performed. What is the action here? That is clicking a button. So, when something is clicked, then only it will get executed. Then ng-disable, used to disable an HTML element based upon the condition. ng-class style. So, you remember we defined the classes and styling also we have done using the CSS, so that the class of elements only will get affected. Such things can also be done, and these directives will use dynamically apply CSS. Okay, classes or styles based upon the conditions or the expressions that we give in the application. Okay, these are again various directives we have. Then the example for ng-click, if you see here, we have HTML. In the head part, we have title tag. Title tag just gives the title. In the script part, you have source, and this is your AngularJS link. Then body, ng app, my app, ng controller, my controller. Ng app is my app, the name, and ng controller, here it is binding the business logic with your HTML so that it controls everything. Okay, it manages everything. H1, you are just giving some heading, and button, ng-click. Button tag, just it acts as a submit button. Okay, when something is clicked, right? So, you need button, ng-click, say hello, click me. Click me is the name of the button. Okay, say hello is a function that you are going to use for ng click. So where you are using that say hello is used here. So when the say hello is clicked, so this function will get executed, right? So say hello, you are assigning to ng click, so that will get executed. This function will get executed when that button is clicked. So what is that? Hello AngularJS. Okay. So app Angular module is having two parameters, my app and what is this? Empty array. App controller, my controller will just control that using this my controller, which where we are giving is for ng controller the name. So you have to give the same here also for app controller, my controller. Function scope is again acting as an object greeting. So you are giving empty, and when a button is clicked, then only it is going to print hello AngularJS. So let us check this also. I am just taking the first part where we have taken a module AngularJS links and the different directives. Then this is where we are going to take modules, create a module with the function. Just repeat this. Okay, so initially you are getting greeting. So what is the greeting here? So ng app name, my app. So initially what is the greeting? Empty, because you have given empty here. Okay, but when the button is clicked, what you have to see? This function should get executed. So what is that function? This should be output hello JS. Click me hello AngularJS. Okay, let me change to this hello. Just refresh. That means what? Whenever you are giving, you are changing here, so it is going to affect there. Okay. Then, so hope you all understood. In the session we have discussed about the basics of directives. So we have seen ng repeat, then ng app, ng bind, ng model, then built-in functions like ng click, then ng click and all. So hope you all understood this session. Thank you all.